Hello guys and welcome to season 2 of Captive Industry, and this is in update 3. It's a new update and I have some playing experience in this update, but really not that much. Well, what this world is, you probably won't recognize it because it's a custom one. I have made my own. Yes. Um, it is mainly focused on the opportunity to play this game without having to rely on ships too much. You do have to dig everything up yourself, obviously, and it's not easy to get to everything. Because if we do layers, you see there is tons of stuff everywhere. There is a lot of iron and copper here. There's gold a lot of here. There's uranium, coal, all that stuff. This one is a medium starting location. It has a lot of resources. Like I said, this map is basically based on the fact that you could be playing it for a long time without having to deal with ships, including oil, because the oil things are a lot larger than the vanilla ones. Like there is 150,000, 250,000, 600,000 oil things. Like this one is full of stuff. This is the big crater. It's extremely difficult to get in there because the mountains are huge, and yeah, it's a difficult one to get in. Also, it's mixed with a lot of uranium and bauxite and all that stuff. A lot of titanium for rockets, like I've noticed. This is everything and nothing in the mix. This is absolutely madness. This was supposed to be bigger, but the map generator bugged a little bit, and now this is a lot smaller than I intended it to be. There's a bit of gold in here, there's iron in here, the iron in there. So yeah, and of course the one where we are starting at with mixed resources here. My goal was to just completely mix resources in this map as well, because, well, we have resource separation in the machines now, so it only seems normal to be able to, well, to be forced to dig up mixed resources a lot, and then having to split them up. Also, this is a lot of oil in here. Obviously, everything will run out eventually. Maybe not all the ores, but if they don't, that's not a problem because then you have enough ores. And if they do, then you can switch to ships. Fuel will definitely run out eventually. It is just a matter of time. But yeah, this one's a small island over here. It is very reachable. It is basically, I've done that because the closest iron is all the way over here, which is not that reachable as you think. Yeah, of course there's iron over here, but these are only small things. Copper is reachable pretty decently, pretty reasonable, because, well, copper is not necessarily a must-have resource in, well, it is must-have, but it is not a resource that is used in such a way that you would just die in a few minutes if it's out, because, well, you use a couple hundred iron a minute at some point, but you're not gonna go over a few dozen copper a minute at some point. Yeah, a little bit of mixed. Oh, this is the first gold you're probably gonna get to in this map. It's also a very small one. The other closest gold is here, which is also reasonably reachable. Not the easiest to reach, it's just reachable. This one's also somewhat reachable if you're somehow able to quickly dig through this, because I made these craters because a big crater only gets created by a big meteorite, which is gonna push up a lot of land. And there's a sort of mountain in the middle. From bauxite, it's sort of a idea like it was the crater got hit so hard, the ground underneath split a little bit and magma came up and it formed this. So yeah, that's bit of the idea. This is a smaller crater. You see, this is actually the seabed. I couldn't go deeper. I don't know, but the crater and Armageddon worlds are like at negative 180. I cannot get that far in this world. So yeah, I just did it like this one, just make giant walls. Yeah, I think this map really turned out well. I spent about 3 days building it. It really turned out well in my opinion. So yeah, it is if it's correct, it's published. It's called I completely forgot the name. It was like Meteor Archipelago. The Archipelago is probably the name you're gonna have to look up, and then you can find it, because I don't think there's a lot of maps in the first place, let alone a lot of maps called Archipelago. Because, well, there's a lot of islands going on. So yeah, let's start in our first episode with building stuff. First, we need some power generation. Also, this was the only place this actually could be placed, this starting location. I would have chosen another place, but I couldn't. Also, I had to lift it up one more because of that. It's not the worst. It's pretty good. This place actually worked out pretty well. Look, a lot of coal here. This one worked out pretty well. This is the starting location you would have here. This is medium because you can drive up here. A lot of trees, so wood is not a problem. There's coal here. A lot of iron here, a lot of copper, a lot of coal. Quartz. And limestone, and then there's oil here, and there's oil here and here. This is a bit of bauxite. There's gold in this mountain here. There's coal over there. This one has a lot of coal because, well, you know, coal is something you're gonna need in absolutely everything. Apart from like maybe one resource or something. But in your entire world, you're gonna need the most things you're gonna need is coal. So yeah. Let's start building our first little bit of factory. Also, I made these things big enough for like 3 or 4 farms to start off with, so you're not completely stuck at 200 people because you don't have enough food. You can actually expand a bit, which is a lot better than some maps have, in my opinion. Which you're completely stuck at like 4 farms. And that is absolutely good luck. Four farms, I mean, not even instantly, just over the course of like a few episodes worth of cutting down trees and stuff. There's like 4 farms without cutting down a single tree and still having room afterwards. There is hills right here, so it's not completely flat. I just did make this part flat because, well, you need to start with a flat area. This is not a lot of resources here. It will suffice for a while. The iron is a lot less than I expected it to be, but it should be more than enough to reach this part. More than enough. And in the meantime, you're gonna just dig through here and get here and be fine with the iron. Fully. So yeah, this is not the easiest map you could have because the iron is limited, especially at the beginning. There is a lot of iron deposits, like one there, one there, one there, one there, here, there, here and here, and here the one. There's a lot of iron all over the place. Oh, and there's one here. It's just that, especially on the hard mode. Oh, also there's a gold one up here. It's like a little island. I just thought, oh, this was empty, so let's make a gold island. Because this is the corner. I filled it up as much as possible with at least keeping a lot of ocean, because there is such a ginormous amount of rock that you have to dig out in locations. If people want to have a very low piece of land that they can actually dump their rock somewhere without completely making a mountain somewhere, because they cannot jump it anywhere. I made it so that there should be enough ocean that if you're dumping every bit of land in this game that you could be dumping, there is technically enough ocean to get rid of all the rock until like layer 1. Maybe a little bit too little bit of ocean, but it should be decent. Including the land here, which you also have to dig up, and also because some of these are pretty deep underground. You're gonna have to dig that, dump that full as well eventually, so yeah. Should be fine. I cannot promise you anything, of course, but I do my best. It's also my first map I ever made, so please just show me support if you like this map, because that means that I could maybe make some more maps. It really takes time to make a map, honestly. It's not easy. But yeah, it's also very heavy on your computer. I'm surprised my computer even held up through making the maps. So, 2 farms. Also, my difficulty I put it on is this. There is a bigger world mine deposits because I don't like playing with limited mines because, well, it just limits your ability to take your time. Because if your mine is done, you have to find another way before that happens, which rushes you, and I don't want to be rushed. Like, this series can take over 100 episodes, no problem. So I will try to get to the meteorites eventually, pretty soon, pretty quickly, I hope. To maybe, yeah, skip through some research. Yeah, we'll see that at that point, what we're gonna do. Also, there's a lot of digging in our starting location as well, looking at this, because everything needs to be height 2 or 3. If you look at this is height 4. This is 5. This is 4. It needs to be 2 or 3. So there's a lot of stuff that has to be dumped. And we start by doing that over here. And we dump it to 1. Why? Because we want... let's see. Yeah, we want at least enough to go around. What the hell? We need to be getting this side of the pond pretty fast, given that our iron is severely limited. Also, we have to probably dump ores on other places as well to temporarily store them, because sorry, the way I did it, you are gonna have a lot of mixed digs, which will eventually clog up some ores which you have to deal with. It brings other challenges, which I really love. Some challenges you shouldn't have, but other challenges are pretty decent. Yeah, let's go. This is our shipyard, 700 construction components. Yeah, I started with a lot because, well, I know how it is to start slow. It is painful and it will take like 12 episodes to even get out of this area at that rate, which I don't think anyone is looking for. Also, our oil, I've made it a bit more difficult, is in this area. It's a bit around the corner. It is not unreachable at all. It is not it's not impossible to work with at all. It's just a bit out of the way. And eventually this mountain will be taken down. Definitely. So yeah. Also, this is a little bit higher up as well. It's also very hilly. There's water here. There's quartz here. Quartz here. Why did I do quartz here? Because probably there's gonna be a dig this way. I did want to do it here. There's probably gonna be a dig this way to the iron pretty soon. I don't want to just get a lot of quartz nodes at the same time. Also, it's pretty easy to reach this. It's a bit around, but it's not hard to reach it. You just have to somehow get to this part here, which is probably a lot of dumping around the place. So yeah, you're gonna have a lot of iron here if you reach it. And a lot of iron here when you reach it. Most iron is here. And like in this thing here. So pretty close by for the hard side. Also, it's all on the other side of the island, which is a lot of digging or dumping, which is a lot of work. Which is not an easy thing. So yeah, we are here now. Let's get the research started. So these two first. Now you go to mining, a beacon, and a ship dockyard repair. Then we go to construction 2. And then we want to go for advanced concrete. Conveyor belts, definitely. Irrigated farms. Tree planting. Okay, that is a good way to start. Maybe a fuel station as well. So I can fuel my excavators on the go. Yeah, this world should be reasonably easy to play on. Or if you're doing a wrong move, very difficult. It's also my very first time. I finished it like 30 minutes ago, so I'm not experienced on this map. I just made it. I hope I made it well. So it was my first map, so I have no experience where I have to place things and do not place too many things. I have to really learn that still. So yeah, let's place my first map and see how far we can get. If we can get to space age, meteorites, all that stuff. We clone this one pretty much. This one is a bit too big for meteorites, I think. Especially the ones in this game. It doesn't seem unrealistic, actually. Maybe the walls are too high, but well, I just want to make it difficult to get in. Given the resources that are in here. Which is absolutely insane. This is, like, I made this part specifically to get like a feeling of accomplishment to get in here. The amount of gold, uranium, titanium that is in here. Bauxite. Need to feel like an accomplishment. There's a lot of coal here, by the way. Biggest coal node is this thing, and there's a pretty big one over there. So yeah, the biggest coal nodes are those. There's a pretty decent one over here as well, and mixed in with the uranium. So yeah, I have stuff everywhere. Probably I'm going to probably have to. Nah, it should be fine. This game should be doable with this map. There's plenty of resources. Like there's 25,000 iron, 32,000 gold. It's significantly more than a general game. Because those mountains are absolutely insane, by the way. Don't know how I up our regular mountains in this game. Because this is up about 140, 150, 170 blocks up. It's absolutely insane. Yeah, 170 blocks up. These mountains are about 115. Yeah, like I said, this is going very high up. It's like 120 and 125. That is very low. That was the very last thing I made, by the way. This was the very first thing I made. This one right after. And this. Then I went for this. Then this one came in. Then this one came in. Then this piece. Then I get to this. And this one is finished. This seems the most interesting. Because there's a lot of ridges and stuff. It looks like you can drive almost everywhere. But you can't. Yeah, it's pretty interesting. Oh, another maintenance. Ooh, forgot. Maintenance depot. quickly. Let's see. For you, for you, and you. Okay. Mining destinations. Uh, height 5 or 6, whatever it is. Dig in here. Then in here. And in here. Okay. While we are slowly going to start dumping there. Let's put a mine control tower. This is hard with hills, isn't it? Here. Yeah, I forgot. Hills can make this a little bit difficult, and it needs to be here and here. The edit area, rectangle, like here. Edit area, rectangle, right here. And the same goes here. And then we go for the ore storing plant, which should be placed like here at this point. Eventually we want one on every one of them. So for now this seems like the best option. So yeah. This is how it goes. Let them build. And obviously a vehicle depot. So we can build vehicles. Do markets, always. Construction parts, produce construction parts. 8. Waiting for products. They are busy. They're really busy. I need them to take iron pretty quickly. But they're focusing mostly on other things. This one? Not enough workers. That is surprising. Let's turn this side off. What? Oh damn, I forgot about the maintenance. Okay, it's going now. I completely forgot about the maintenance, that's not smart. Okay, so now everything is going slowly. I hope fast enough. So yeah, it's going decent. This map is, by the way, the largest one you could make in the map editor. A 4x4 case, which is huge. Like, that's a 16 square kilometer map. That's pretty damn big. Most are enough for a 4. I don't know what it was anymore. Not for a 4. That's not it, because then I would have never chosen it because it's tiny. I don't know what it was anymore. 14 by 14 or something. Way too big by way too big. It's actually the best way to say it. Anyways, it's going pretty well. Everything just needs to be built slowly and catch up with the backlog that we have. There's 4 of these, then 8 of these. And that's gonna take a while to get all finished. And none of workers part is always gonna be a problem for a bit. Motivated pickup, my control tower, our ore deposit, yeah. Gold beacon. We do need this one pretty bad. Part needs to be in the ocean. Which part? This. Right here it fits. Good. Now we have unit storage. Where are we going to place unit storages? This seems like a good place. Okay, like this, and we do iron, copper, mechanical parts, and electronics. It's gonna take a while to be built because we don't have enough. Yeah, we have this one to bring in refugees pretty quickly, I hope. Because we need the workers. A lot of them. To be fair. You don't need to be here. Rainwater harvester. I do not want to go for a cheap concrete mix yet. I want to just do the normal concrete one. Which I'm gonna try to get to before I need to... Yeah, we have our limestone there, so it's not far away or anything. Okay, let's do that. Refugees arrived with resources. How many trucks do we have? I hope enough. If I'm assigning one for each excavator. Gonna be tight. Everything needs to have production. Especially vehicle parts, because I need a lot of trucks. What is the problem is because this is so far away. That's why this is most likely the difficult one. If we want diesel, we're gonna have to go all the way up to here. Do we have our basic diesel thing on? Yeah, that's going after the copper refinement. And I want these going, and this one, and advanced logistics. Retaining walls. Just like do all these. Better housing. Edicts, vegetables, and then research 1. Good. So yeah, making our progress. is a lot slower than many other games. Like, this game is just not a fast progress. I did give enough trees to start off with, plenty. I have spread out trees all over the place. The bigger, flatter areas generally have forests. The bigger, higher, less constant areas generally have like spots of trees. Like, this is uranium, so most of them are pretty much dead. Like, I wouldn't say a tree can grow on uranium, otherwise it would be walking away at some point. More refugees. Okay, we can go for one more refugee thing before we are out of space. I want a lot of them going at the same time, obviously. Let's go for this one. Wait for trucks to be built first. Otherwise it won't be going too well. Okay, one has been built, so you're gonna help at the goal. Yeah. Zinc of Proglos also. So yeah. Now at this point, we are just gonna have to wait mostly now. Wait for things to go planned. Like these things to be built. This thing to be demolished. The trucks to get constructed. All that. You're like 9. You're not priority. It's very good without like a ship at this point. Sure, eventually we prefer to have something more than just a ship. Okay, new refugees. Pause it. Get some more resources and humans. Now we have 30 workers left, and we could technically get more people in houses. Let's do that. We should be having way more than enough. Okay, our basic diesel is now going. Yeah, we have liquid dump. Yeah, that's the risky thing about it being here. Because of its sheer distance to water, if we want to dump the wastewater out, we have to make a huge pipeline just to get to the water to dump the wastewater. This is gonna be a challenge, more than you think. Two of these, and then a metal caster. And a smokestack here. Then to here. Now you put a rainwater harvester down with a fluid storage. Because if it doesn't rain, I need water anyways in there. Yeah, neat. Should be working. Now we put this one over here. You being slag and being a very low priority. Priority 9. Priority 9. Priority 9. Priority 9. You're then gonna be priority 10. What did we get? New refugees. Now we don't have enough space for more, so we pause it. Static rubber, construction 2. Yeah, we're going through research very quickly at the beginning, just because we need a lot of stuff going. Yeah, well, let's say this is our end of our first episode, because it's basically a chapter we have done. We have made our very beautiful, humble beginnings.